back for another video. Today, very simple. I believe this is gonna be about a 1 to 2, maybe 3 day kind of video. We're actually, Boosted Bimmers is dropping down the motor. We are installing some awesome parts from performance all the way to maintenance. If you know about E92 and maintenance, NRW is the company to go for. They have the best quality parts, and it's just a small business that you really do want to like invest your money into it, right? Good parts, lives a lot longer, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So you guys don't know this, but I did purchase a Meisterschaft GT exhaust. It sounds amazing. And then, all right guys, so talking about the Meisterschaft exhaust, we have it here. You guys want to see? It's a marketplace special. Obviously I got it on a deal. I actually do have an M Performance V1 exhaust axle back for sale. If you guys are interested about it, just hit me up on Instagram, or I don't know, just hit me up. I'm always available. But anyways, I'm gonna go start it up so that we can actually put the car in the shop so that we could begin letting it cool down, go out for some dinner or whatever, come back, have it cold so that we can actually start dropping the motor. Anyways, let me start it up, and it sounds really good. I love this exhaust. It's a thick wall, very good quality. Please keep your Alibaba bull crap. You can't compare. It's expensive for a reason. It does not drone. Has a little drone. Does not drone. Has a little bit actually. My bad. Thinking about it. Thick wall, so it just sounds beautiful. I'll give it a couple quick revs, and you guys just let me know in the comments how it sounds. Yo, I always tell everybody that the M3s, the E92s, they have the LS of the BMWs. It's just a reliable platform.
It really is, though. This is the LS motor.
The German LS.
The German LS.
The German LS.
Hey, you kind of think about it. You know this weighs a lot lighter than S54.
S54,
right?
I know.
And it's 8 cylinders. Does have 8 individual throttle bodies, which is pretty sick. A lot of people don't know that. And part of the reason why it makes it unreliable is the actuators. They can fail 100,000 miles, you know, or they could fail maybe 50,000 miles. Simple fix is just to get them rebuild, but it's pretty sick to have F1 formula kind of motorsport into a daily driven BMW. Pretty sick. What is I guess I'll just start the timer. So Omar over at Boosted Bimmers, I guess he wants to race himself, I guess. He wants me to put the timer on so he could time how fast he could take one of these motors out. So it's actually a pretty cool thing as a mechanic, pushing yourself harder to show yourself that you could actually take out a motor in, for instance, 2 hours. So
What time is it now?
It's 9:54 p.m. Timer. Wait, no, would it be a stopwatch?
Stopwatch.
Yeah, that's how dumb I am. All right, it started. Now we have our table. Let's lay out all the performance items that Omar gonna be installing to the car, and maintenance stuff. And let's talk a little bit about it. Well, here you guys have it. This is the NRW catalog for the E92 M3. This is going to be your valve covers, their own brand valve covers. Me personally, these are going to be the best valve covers you're going to get that do not warp with time and heat. Every gasket that they have, their R&D is insane. They spend a lot of money. Hey Fox. Oh, this Omar right here, that's that boy. So anyways, this is going to be your upgraded cam gear covers, which eventually with time, with heat, the OEM tend to fail and crack, and they fall under. I like the dog. You gotta get her in there.
You're so cute.
We love dogs over here. So the OEM valve covers with time, I think they're made out of magnesium. I think they did it for heat transfer or whatever, but they just warp over time. So when you have an item like that that warps, which is supposed to seal, they just start to leak, and there's really no way to fix them. So what you do is, what NRW did, I believe they're made out of a specific aluminum or whatever, they just don't warp and they're just leak proof. And then if you combine their valve cover with their valve cover gasket, it's just amazing work. They've added a lot of miles with their products, their R&D, like I say, it's insane. Moving on, they also have cam gear covers. Those, with time and heat, they break, they're very brittle, and you don't want that in your motor. We also have their brand new billet fuel rails, which eventually I will show you during the video when we're about to install them. Super sick. I can't wait to install them. They're serviceable, not like the OEM ones are not serviceable. And if you track your car, and not just only that, these cars are getting old. You want to service certain parts in the engine to keep it running for a long time. Remember, this isn't a Toyota, it's a BMW. You have to be on top of your maintenance if you want it to be running. Oh, fuel filter, there you go. So one of the main items that people overlook are gonna be the fuel filter. OEM fuel injectors, they tend to crap out, and if they do crap out while your car is running, that's a no bueno. Why? Either it could wash your cylinder walls or just stop working and eventually blow up. So change out your injectors and you won't have that issue. Another item here, and this is what we're gonna talk about, the fuel pump. The fuel pump and just fuel over time isn't really filtered, if that makes sense. And the fuel pump itself, since it's getting old and there's heat, it gets brittle and will eventually send particles into your motor, which could blow it up as well. So fuel filter, it's an amazing item. We also got here our BMW billet cap. So they actually have an amazing cap where it's made out of billet aluminum, and you can actually take off the cap and install their very own. It's like a funnel to install oil, to like to pour oil in. Super sick. I'll show you guys that eventually. And these are gonna be your billet spark plug tubes. And damn, I can't really open it, but it's super sick. They're made out of billet aluminum. Well, damn, this tape is pretty insane. One second. And as you guys can see here, super sick. I actually personally forgot what exactly they do, but they have a purpose to them, and they're actually pretty affordable for billet items. And this is in-house. All these items are all in-house made. Super sick, super sick. And then last and final, we have our, we got that. Oh, the gaskets. These are all NRW. This is gonna be for your ITBs, couplers with whatever. I forgot how you guys call these straps. I have no sleep, so I'm running on 3 hours of sleep, so just bear with me. We have the valve covers, and then we have the grommeter here for the valve covers. So with NRW, you are secured, and just amazing items. I don't have nothing else to say. It's just amazing. I'm just happy to be able to afford these things, you know. So yeah, and then over here we have our amazing headers. They're gonna sound very sick with the Meister shaft. I can't wait to get that installed. And then one more item. I forgot what this is. I think that's the funnel. We have here our, I think earlier in the video I said LTW. I don't even know what I'm thinking about. It's TTV flywheel. This is from the Euroconnects online, and this is for the DCT. Pretty sick. So when you have good friends, they send you funny notes. There we have it. Sent with love. Well, we're not gonna be using these. These are garbage, caca. I'm gonna use OEM gaskets as always. These are the headers that I actually copped off Marketplace. So backstory is Becker doesn't make E92 headers no more. It's I think they named it differently. As you guys can see, I think it's Maximizer. Yeah. That's the new name. And basically these are like a 101 rep of the ARC headers. I think it's the American Racing headers. That's what you usually want to go on the E92s. They sound sick. I believe shipped to my casa, I think I paid $675 ship. And for some long tubes with the mid pipe, it's a 3-inch setup, as you guys can see. Here's the manifold. It's actually pretty sick for $675, you know. Well, as you guys can see here, these are the headers. Honestly, for $675, they don't look too bad. but damn. No, I think we should be all right. So I did notice a couple items here, and this is obviously when the cheapness comes into effect, right? So you guys can see underneath the flange there, it's not fully welded. I don't think it'll leak, but it's possible it can leak. So that's kind of bumming, especially when you're getting ready to pull the motor, and now this comes up. On the inside, I don't really see anything where it can leak. So I guess we'll just, fingers crossed, just throw them on. And we'll ask our welder, which is Boosted Bimmers, of course. But hey, for $6.75, you can't really beat it. I mean, it's pretty sick. As you guys can see that we were talking about earlier about the ITBs, well, there you go. That's pretty sick. It sounds really good without the intake manifold. I've done it once.
I gotta take that 13 and the 10 right here. I gotta work. Grab me the blue tape.
Since last video to now, I didn't really mention it in any other videos, but I did install KW V3 Club Sport coilovers. A good friend of mine gave me a good price, and they only had like roughly 9,000 miles on them. Amazing coilovers. I can see why they're worth, you know, 3,000, 4,000. My cheap self would be like, you know, I'll just go with, you know, a certain brand. I'm not gonna name brands, but KWs and Olin's, the way to go for suspension. You're not gonna be like a freaking Civic on cut springs or with like stiff springs that you're just all over the place. We ended up going with the Apex VR5RSE, whatever you guys call it. I might be calling it wrong, but it's that brand, that model. So 18 by 10, 22 up front, 18 by 10 and a half, 22 in the rear. I did run into an issue with the KWs. I don't know exactly why. I think it's the perch or whatever they call it, the collar. It does rub terribly on that offset. So what I personally done, and I do not recommend at all, I did grab a, not a Salsa, but like a chop machine or whatever you call it. I just started grinding on the springs and the collar. So there's probably about like 65% left collar on the coilover. So it's gonna be a donkey trying to remove or trying to lower the front. The rears I didn't do it because they fit perfectly fine with the offset and size, but the front's gonna be a donkey on it. I don't want to say the bad word, but whatever. Here is the Meisterschaft GT exhaust that I ended up picking up from Marketplace. Sounds amazing, and I cannot wait to hear it with the megaphone. Instead of resonators, megaphone. I'm going to install those two with the headers, so it should sound actually pretty sick. I did install a skid plate. I don't recall the brand on it, but I did install that. And as you guys can see, I went 295/30s in the rears and 285/30 in the front. Beautiful, perfect fitment. And I've been doing my research to get that fitment right, and I ended up doing it correct. I did have to add some camber because obviously the wheels are pretty wide. Just a little bit of camber, and I can't wait to get it aligned so that my steering wheel is straight, and we could go hit Tennessee, you know, tail of the dragon. Well, there you guys have it, 1 hour and 57 minutes. We're not gonna say 2 hours because come on now. 1 hour and 57 minutes. These two guys managed to do it. Omar and Primo. That's insane, bro. A BMW at that, with so many sensors and all that. These people managed to like drop that motor that quick. Omar's really destined to make that 2 hour mark to drop motor and trans. That's insane.
You got?
That's pretty insane. Minute by minute, we're getting closer to installing the flywheel and the NRW stuff. This car should run perfect.
That's
the whole motor's on. Yo, Shout out to Boosted Bimmers, for real. Yo, primo, so you took a...
Cool, what's up everybody? So Israel isn't here today, but the show must keep going. We are going to do some NRW stuff. Huge shout out to NRW. Honestly, best quality products for the S65 platform. They are honestly one of my best in my opinion. And they're not too far away, they're local, so that makes it much better. Israel went with the stock look NRW valve cover. It gives it that same color. I don't know what color they call this, maybe Nardo gray or something. So that's what we're gonna do now. We still got the headers. I gotta do the power steering pump, the oil filter housing. We're gonna go ahead and refresh the motor since it's already out. And then after that, we're gonna put on the headers and the motor goes back in. So hopefully tonight we should be able to have it running if everything goes well. And should be ready by tomorrow for pickup. From there, power steering pump, I guess we get. Alright, so one last thing that we forgot to mention is we are going to do a TTV lightweight flywheel. This should have a significant amount of, I want to call it drag on the engine, because obviously when you have a lighter weight flywheel, it causes more, or it helps with the rotational of the engine. So this should be a good mod. Let's see how this is. I'm wondering if the engine would rev out a lot quicker. Especially like on manual cars. This is a DCT, but on manual cars, when you do a lightweight flywheel, they love to rev out a lot quicker and better. Very big difference between weight. I don't have a scale to measure the stock one. The stock one's right there, but it's heavy enough to where it fell on my finger and it hurt my finger. So that's how heavy it is. This should be a very, very good mod. So I highly recommend it. I've never tried it. This is the first time. We're gonna see how it works. Shoot, whenever I have the time to tell you, I'll call you. That's what I'm saying.
Yo, them glasses look hard, boy.
You already know, man.
Man, sexy. Look at him.
Professional out here.
Alright. So we ran into an issue where, you know, the car's old. It's a lot of heat. The plastic is gonna break. It's brittle, whatever. Power steering pulley took a crap. So you people out there, just upgrade them to the metal piece. It's so much easier. You won't run into this issue. Omar called AutoZone, O'Reilly's, all those people. They do.
Today is Sunday.
On a Sunday.
Nobody has these parts that
No,
are
no, no,
open
no,
on
no,
a
no.
Sunday.
Pause. They have a part, just doesn't match what we need. So probably what, it's like a 328 pulley and they're just trying to cross-reference it, whatever. We actually found the SKU code for that specific M3 one, so we're actually have to go pass by, what is it, AutoZone or O'Reilly's?
We're gonna go to AutoZone right now and see. We already went to O'Reilly's, it was wrong. It wasn't the same pulley. So now we're gonna try, just cross our fingers, AutoZone, and see if they have the correct one. But if not, then we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow.
And tomorrow's my birthday, so I had a dream, a specific scenario.
We're gonna make
with
it
the car.
happen. We're gonna make it happen.
Fingers crossed. If not, it is what it is. It's part of the car scene, and so it is what it is. I don't give a crap. So let's go to AutoZone and check them out and see if they saved the day. update. We couldn't find a brand new power steering. But anyways, I found one on Marketplace, and so far, Omar and Primo was able to get the flywheel, the single mass flywheel for the DCT on. The headers, can't wait for the startup with the headers. She sound good with the Meister shaft. They installed the fuel billet, injector, god damn it, fuel rails, and we had to pass up on the NRW billet cam gear covers because for some odd reason the tool was giving them the timing tool was giving them a headache, so we're just like, just pass it, leave it for another day. And as you guys want to just look at it, it just looks like a masterpiece. Got the headers, got the NRW silicone couplings for the intake manifold. We have the billet fuel rails, the billet oil cap, which is actually a sick thing because when we put the oil, I'll show you guys why this is super sick. Basically Omar just painted up the cam gear covers, I guess, with valve covers, and just refreshed the oil filter housing, brand new water pump. That's about it, right?
Yeah, oil filter housing gasket, power steering pump, and then I painted this as well to make it look clean. You know, if we're gonna freshen it up, might as well do it right the first time.
Right. Oh, and the billet spark plug
NRW spark plug
tubes. Yeah, those are installed. Sick stuff, good maintenance, and let's get this show started.
The fuel rail? The NRW fuel rail? You told him already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Motor going in.
What?
Motor going in.
Yeah, motor's going in right now. What time is it?
Say it one more
6:30.
time.
The motor now is going in. Time is 6:30. So hopefully we could get it in and done as quick as.
You got it out in like 2 hours, like dead.
Usually taking it out is the quicker part. Going back in, because you got to be more tedious. You got to make sure everything is good. All the bolts are properly torqued. You know, taking it off, you just and then everything comes out. But
and the Spanish came out this boy.
You heard that?
me and Primo, the man right here, we're gonna get it done.
Don't play.
Yeah, man. 1 o'clock, Primo. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Getting my face in there.
Oh, come on now. Look, man. We Hispanics, we use the hot sauce. Not too much though. I think we ran out low key. So one of the cool options that I ended up buying from NRW was their billet oil cap. You guys might think it's a little pricey. I personally think it's not. It just saves a lot of time and it just keeps everything nice and clean. While you're getting the main cap, the billet oil cap, you get this funnel. And it's specifically made so that it fits here and goes on there. I'll show you guys right now. There you go. And boom. And what's nice about it is if you look in here, there's like a nice little filter so that nothing goes in there. and it's pretty cool. That's about it.
Metal screen, not filtered.
That part. You see, that's why they go to school. School teaches them.
That's
they
pretty
know
obvious. Metal screen compared to a filter.
When you're Puerto Rican, your vocabulary
is
is
it
just
right
it's late. I think we're 3 hours and 9 minutes into putting this motor back in. But it's okay. Ran into some issues.
A lot of issues. Yeah, a lot of issues. A
a
lot of parts.
O-rings that just failed, and Omar has to go to BMW, which sadly we're not going to be able to start the car up today. I will take some videos off my iPhone and include them in the video. But the most, I think, last thing we're gonna do is probably a trunk swap and wing, and that's it for the night. So yeah. Bro, you guys do the GT4 wing. I highly recommend getting the matte finish. It just looks sick. So here's my goal. My goal is to have at least the carbon roof with a PPF with stealth PPF, and it matches the wings.
What are you doing?
We got the iPad kid over here. This man just finished the wing.
Yo, that's how you do that crap right there. Sheesh. It's fire, I ain't gonna lie. So I was thinking about doing the GTS, but over the time, like I think the GTS is a little too small, and the M3 is pretty wide. So why not get like a bigger one? And that's where the GT4 comes in. It's slightly longer. It's about maybe, I might be exaggerating, but about half a foot longer, and the matte carbon just looks super sick. This is the Ridgeline Motorsport GT4. I believe it's a 2010 wing. It's something like that, but it just looks super sick right now. It'd be even sicker if they had an option where we could put like BMW Motorsport, but overall pretty happy. If I'm not mistaken, they didn't really give instructions, so self-explanatory, but the oh, so look, I'm actually pretty dumb here. So these are the screws for the trunk, and these are got threaded inside like inwards, and they have threads, so you just make a hole in the trunk and boom, that's it. Yo. Well, there you guys have it. That's how the M3 now sounds with the basically eBay headers, eBay mid pipe, 3-inch, I believe, and paired with the Meister shaft, GT exhaust with a single mass lightweight flywheel from TTV. I mean, I am certainly impressed with how the car sounds. It gives me like an old school F1 V8 sound. I've actually heard of that from other individuals say the same thing. Shout out to Boosted Bimmers. They have done nothing but an exceptional work. Good work. Omar treats these cars, any cars, customers or friends and families like if it was his own. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been a part of this video, part of, you know, the parts of these cars. NRW, shout out to them as well. They do nothing but quality work for the E92 chassis and other platforms. Anywhere from maintenance to performance, anywhere from S65, S55, all the good stuff. And I just thank them. That's the only thing I can do is just thank them for the good parts. Joey, he's done nothing but an amazing filming. His editing skills have been amazing, and I just want to thank him for just being a part of our little team, I guess. And just thanks to everybody, and thanks for watching. Until the next one.